next lesson, the nature of the roots of quadratic equation. So this lesson, you need to know what are real numbers, rational numbers, and irrational numbers. Positive or negative, large or small, whole numbers or decimal numbers are all real numbers. They are called real numbers because they are not imaginary numbers. Rational number is a number that can be expressed as the quotient or fraction P over Q of two integers, a numerator P and a non-zero denominator Q. Ibig sabihin ng non-zero, hindi zero yung denominator niya. Kasi pag zero yung denominator niya, undefined po yun. Since Q may be equal to 1, every integer is a rational number. Pag ang denominator po niya kasi ay 1, dinivide natin siya sa number. For example, 5 over 1, the answer is 5. And 5 is positive and it is an integer. So, yung pag integer po yun, that is rational number. Examples of rational numbers are 4 over 8, negative 8 over 3, negative 3, negative 1, positive 1, positive 3, 0, 0.1, 0.333, 0.75. While a rational number is a real number that cannot be expressed as a ratio of integers. Examples of irrational numbers. Square root of 2. Diba walang square root of 2 and it cannot be expressed as a ratio. Or hindi natin siya pwedeng express into fraction, yung square root of 2. Another is square root of 17. Negative square root of 11, square root of 1.6, square root of 8, and square root of 2 over 5. And the famous irrational number is the pi, which is equivalent to 3.141592 and so on. Now let's move on to the nature of the roots. To determine the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation, you have to solve for the discriminant. So the discriminant po, this is the formula for the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. Okay, for this column, value of b squared minus 4ac, which is the discriminant. And for the second column, nature of the roots. If the value of the discriminant is 0, pag 0 yung nakuha nating value ng discriminant, pag sinolve natin yung discriminant, the nature of the roots of the equation are real numbers and are equal. Kapag greater than 0 and a perfect square, pag perfect square po siya, example po ng perfect square ay 4. So, pag kinuha natin yung square root of 4 is 2. Ibig sabihin, pag meron siyang square root, nakukuha natin yung square root niya, that is a perfect square. Another example of perfect square is 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, and so on. If the value of the discriminant is greater than 0 in a perfect square, the roots are rational numbers but are not equal. Kapag greater than 0 but not perfect square naman, hindi siya perfect square, the roots are irrational numbers and are not equal. Kapag less than 0 naman yung ating discriminant, yung value ng discriminant ay 0, ay less than 0 or negative, di ba pag less than 0, those are negative integers. Ibig sabihin, yung nature of the roots niya has no real roots. So, let's have examples. Solve for the discriminant of the given equation and determine the nature of the roots of each equation. So, example number 1, x squared minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. So, first, you have to identify the values of A, B, and C. So, naging lesson na po natin to. First lesson natin. At, na-apply din natin to sa solving quadratic equation by using quadratic formula. I-identify natin yung value ng A, B, and C. For this equation, the value of A is 1. The value of B is negative 4. Value of C is positive 4. And then you have to substitute it to the discriminant. Ito po yung formula ng discriminant. B squared minus 4AC. The value of B is negative 4 square, yun po yung square, minus 4. And then the value of A is 1. Then next, the value of C is 4. Negative 4 square, ibig sabihin yan, i-multiply natin yung negative 4 sa sarili niya. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. O, positive 16. Again, pag nag-multiply tayo ng same sign, the answer is positive. Tapos, i-multiply natin tong tatlong magkakatabing yan. Negative or minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 4 is 16. Then 16 minus 16 is 0. So the value of the discriminant is 0. Therefore, the nature of the roots of the equation are real numbers and are equal. So if you want to check, you can use the methods of solving quadratic equation. I-check natin kung real numbers ba talaga yung roots niya and are equal. So for this one, gumamit po ako ng quadratic formula to check whether the roots are real numbers and are equal. So, gagamitin pa din po natin yung value ng A, B, and C ng equation na ito. Substitute natin. The formula or the quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Substitute natin. So, negative, the value of b is negative 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 4 square minus 4 times 1 times 4 divided by 2 times 1. X is equal to 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 4 square is 16 minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 4 is 16. So, 16 minus 16 divided by 2 times 1 is 2. Then, x is equal to 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 16 is 0. Divided by 2. X is equal to 4 plus or minus the square root of 0. Siyempre, 0. Divided by 2. X of 1 is equal to 4 plus 0 divided by 2. Plus and minus po yun, kaya paghihiwalayin na po natin. So, we have 4 plus 0 is equal to 2. 4 plus 0 is 4 divided by 2. Then, x of 1 is equal to 4 divided by 2 is positive 2. Yung isa naman, x of 2 is equal to 4 minus 0 divided by 2. 4 minus 0, again, 4 pa din siya. So, x of 2 is equal to 4 divided by 2 is positive 2. And the roots are positive 2 and positive 2. They are real numbers and are equal. Okay, another example. X squared plus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0. Again, identify the values of A, B, and C. So, yung value ng A dito is 1, value of B is 7, value of C is 10. And then, substitute to the discriminant, yung formula ng discriminant. B squared minus 4AC. B is 7 squared minus 4 times 1, which is A, times 10, which is C. 7 squared is 7 times 7. So, that is 49. Minus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 10 is 40. 49 minus 40 is 9. 9 is a perfect square. Therefore, the nature of the roots of the equation are rational numbers but are not equal. So, if you want to check kung rational numbers ba yung kanyang roots and are not equal, you can use the different methods of solving quadratic equation. So, you can try. Okay, another example. X squared plus 6x plus 3 is equal to 0. Ganun pa din, identify the values of A, B, and C. Value of A is 1, value of B is 6, value of C is 3. Substitute again to the discriminant. B squared minus 4AC. B is 6 squared minus 4. A is 1, C is 3. 6 squared is 36. Minus 4 times 1 is 4. Times 3, 12. 36 minus 12 is 24. 24 is greater than 0 but not a perfect square. Therefore, the nature of the roots of the equation are irrational numbers and are not equal. Okay, last example. X squared plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Ganun pa din, identify the values of A, B, and C. The value of A is 1, value of B is 2, value of C is 5. Then substitute to the discriminant B squared minus 4AC. B is 2 squared minus 4, A is 1, C is 5. 2 squared is 4 minus 4 times 1, 4 times 5, 20. So, 4 minus 20. So, subtract natin yan. 20 minus 4 is 16. And then, ang sign niya is negative. So, negative 16. Do you still remember the rule of sign in subtraction? Yung copy, change, change. So, copy nyo yung 4, and then change nyo yung kanyang operation, which is yung minus, gagawin nating addition, and then change natin yung sign ng 20, which is positive siya, kaya magiging negative 20. Pag magkaiba ng sign, you subtract 20 minus 4, 16, and then follow the sign of the bigger number, which is 20. Ano yung sign niya? Negative. So, the answer is negative 16. Negative 16 is less than 0. Therefore, the equation has no real roots.